You won't believe what just leaked behind the scenes in Foxborough, and it's the kind of news that could change everything for Drake May. The NFL market is absolutely on fire, and the Patriots have decided to play hardball, targeting names nobody saw coming for some of our most critical spots. We are talking about moves that bring a mix of pure hype and genuine nerves for any real fan. Are we finally getting that explosive offense we have been dreaming about? Or are we taking a massive gamble? You won't believe what's on the table today. So grab a seat, smash that like button, and let's get right into the news. Subscribe now. We are pushing for those first 1,000 subscribers. Our front office finally woke up and realized we can't just leave Drake May out there in the desert without an elite weapon. Stefon Diggs moving on left a massive hole at the top of our receiver room, and finding a replacement has become a total obsession inside Gillette Stadium. There's a serious sense of urgency right now, because we just watched guys like Alec Pierce and Rashid Shaheed slip through our fingers in the last few hours. But check out this bombshell that has everyone losing their minds. Chris Olave, the Saint superstar, is officially on the Patriots' radar. Just imagine the impact of this guy running routes in our offense. We are talking about a player who absolutely shredded defenses in 2025 with 100 catches and over 1,100 yards. He would have been the undisputed leader in every receiving category if he had been on our roster last year. The fans are already going wild on social media dreaming of that connection with May. But there's a level of tension we can't just ignore. Olave has a concerning history with concussions that makes you hold your breath every time he takes a hard hit. On top of that, New Orleans isn't just going to hand over their crown jewel for nothing. The price tag for this Ohio State talent could easily be a top 100 draft pick, maybe even more. Is it worth the risk for a player who is this dynamic but physically vulnerable? The strategic move here is obvious. Mike Vrabel wants a team that can win right now. And without a receiver who forces defenses to back off, our offense is way too predictable. Seeing Olave lining up inside or outside would give Josh McDaniels a tactical advantage we haven't seen here in ages. Right now, Mac Hollins and Demario Douglas have moved up the depth chart. But let's be real, neither of them has the ceiling of a star like Olave. The silence from the front office about a final deal is stressful, but the talks are happening and the draft capital is on the table. If this trade actually happens, the New England Patriots go from a rebuilding squad to a dangerous playoff threat overnight. And if you think this receiver hunt is the only aggressive move we've made to protect our future, you better buckle up. Protecting Drake May is Mike Vrabel's #1 priority. And the front office just locked in a deal that is a total high-stakes gamble. The New England Patriots signed guard Elijah Veratucker to a 3-year deal that could reach $48 million. On paper, this is exactly what we wanted to hear. We are talking about a former first-round pick who plays at an absolute Pro Bowl level when he's actually healthy. Back in 2024, he only allowed 16 pressures in nearly 1,000 snaps, which is an elite stat that would fix our offensive line instantly. However, there's a quiet sense of dread among the fans right now. The reason? Veratucker is a beast on the field, but his medical history reads like a horror story. He has missed more than 40 games since entering the league in 2021, dealing with everything from torn triceps to a ruptured Achilles. That is exactly why this contract was built so carefully, as most of the money is tied to him actually being available to play. New England is paying for a Giants talent but protecting itself in case his body breaks down again. Looking at Vrabel's strategy, it makes perfect sense. He wants to rebuild that physical identity he had back in Tennessee, focusing on a dominant run game to take the pressure off our sophomore quarterback. Veratucker has the mobility and the raw power needed to clear lanes for our running backs, something we desperately missed last year when we gave up 48 sacks. His ability to play both guard and tackle gives McDaniels a vital piece to stabilize the right side of the line. The big question every fan is asking is whether we will finally see this guy play 17 straight games, or if we are just investing in potential that will end up on the sidelines in a walking boot. If he can stay on the field, May's going to have the time he needs to find his targets, and the offense will finally have a reliable anchor. But if the injury curse continues, we're going to have a massive hole in the budget and a major problem protecting our future. And while we're all stressing over this risk on the line, a nostalgic and incredibly physical signing, is about to change the face of our offense in a way you wouldn't believe. To paraphrase the legendary Bobby Darin, watch out, because the fullback is officially back in New England. Right as the legal tampering period kicked off, our front office reached a 3-year deal with former Buffalo Bill Reggie Gilliam for $12 million. It might look like a small move to outsiders, but for us diehard fans, this is a massive signal that Josh McDaniels is shifting the philosophy. Bringing in a proven vet like Gilliam, even with Jack Westover and Brock Lampy already here, shows that the Patriots' physical style is going to another level. The fullback is having a real comeback in the modern NFL, and McDaniels has always been a genius at using that position to grind down opposing defenses. Remember James Devlin? That warrior who won 3 rings and was the heartbeat of our run game? Well, Gilliam is here to bring that tradition back, but with a much more modern and versatile twist. He isn't just a 250-pound truck blowing up holes at the line of scrimmage. Last season, he was one of the best lead blockers in the entire league, helping James Cook light it up for the Bills, but he also has solid hands for those clutch catches. Our run game was one of the least efficient in the league last year, and that lack of protection for our backs was a total nightmare. Gilliam is that missing piece, the guy who can move around, mess with the defense before the snap, and make sure Drake May doesn't get buried by pressure immediately. Strategically, Mike Vrabel's plan is becoming crystal clear. He wants an offense that punishes the opponent physically on every single snap. Adding a guy who is also a beast on 4 different special teams units means our field position battle is going to get a lot better too. The fans are split between the nostalgia of seeing the I formation again and the nerves of wondering if this old-school aggression will actually put points on the board. Gilliam brings that grit that has always been the trademark of the great teams in Foxborough. If he can do what he did in Buffalo, our ground game is finally going to take off and give our quarterback the support he needs to play without looking over his shoulder. The only question left is whether going back to basics is enough to get us back to the top of the AFC. We're looking at a total rebuild of grit and iron here in Foxborough. The aggressive hunt for Chris Olave, the calculated bet on Elijah Veratucker, and the throwback move for Reggie Gilliam show that Mike Vrabel isn't playing games. We are building a physical, smart team that is ready to protect our future at all costs. But what do you think, Pats Nation? Do you think these injury risks could blow up in our faces? Or is a Super Bowl run actually back on the table? Drop a comment below. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's hit that 1,000 subscriber mark together.